Hey you guys, so today I wanted to talk about communication with our teenagers, young adults. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Sally Harris and I help desperate moms of defiant adult children. And when you think of that, our defiant adult children were once teenagers, right? Maybe they were defiant as teens as well, maybe they weren't. But communication is key in all relationships, right? So I want to talk to you about that. If you are a mom who's struggling with their, late teen to young adult to adult child, if you're struggling with that, I help the moms regain their own life, because when your child goes astray, majority of moms do as well in different ways. So I help moms do that. So as far as communication tips, well, we all know communication is crucial, right? So what you want to do as a parent, a lot of times you think, oh, well, we're just going to sit down and talk. Well, that doesn't work real well. So you can let me know if that's worked for you in the past. But that doesn't necessarily work. So number one is communicate regularly. It's important that you talk to your child about peer pressure. It's important that you talk to your child about their goals for the future. Just a wide variety of topics. Because if you're a one-topic parent, and you're only talking to them, really making the time to actually communicate with them when there's an issue, they probably aren't going to want to talk to you. So keep that in mind. Basically with communication too, if it's an uncomfortable subject, do it anyway. You're the adult, they're the teenager, maybe they're an adult too, but at the end of the day, you're the parent, and setting that example that not all conversations are comfortable, but sometimes they need to be had anyway. Number two is talking during an activity. You know how we say, you want to sit down and talk, and when you picture that, you picture like sitting across the table from each other. Well, sometimes face-to-face is intimidating for the child. Maybe it's a topic that they don't want to talk about. So side-by-side is fine. Like do something, talk to them when you're doing an activity with them. Preferably one that they enjoy, right? So the third one is don't insist that your teen talks to you, because a lot of times we need to hear things from other people besides mom. And with that being said, maybe it's an aunt or a grandma or a sister, an older sibling, or maybe it's a mentor. I strongly recommend finding a mentor for your young teens. If you are in a church, that's a great place to find someone that you know, or someone that, whether it's through different groups that you have, even if it's someone maybe it's just a friend of yours, a family friend, someone that your child really connects with, your child's going to be more apt to talk to that person than they are you. And I know that's hard to wrap your head around sometimes, and you think, but like I've done everything for them. I'm mom. Like why won't they talk to me? And sometimes they just are more comfortable talking to someone else. We did that a couple different times with one of my kids. She had a couple different mentors, and I'm so grateful for both of them, because it was at different points in her life. Ideally, it didn't necessarily stop her from going astray long term. However, it definitely could have ceased some things that I'm not even aware of. So it's definitely a great idea. The next one is problem solve together. So rather than tell your teen how to do something or how to do something better, sit down and try to solve the problem together. Because if you can do that, number one, you're teaching them problem solving skills. Number two, they're having some input into some decisions for themselves versus mom or dad just telling them how to handle something. And really let them put their thinking cap on, because this is going to be their walk. This is going to be their life, and they need to have a say in some of these decisions. Basically just brainstorming. It doesn't mean that you can't throw your ideas out there and you are still mom or dad. So that, depending on their age, that's a big factor obviously. But at the end of the day, problem solving together and letting them have some input is crucial. And then lastly is stepping into their world. I know a lot of moms who don't want to text, they want to just pick up the phone and why is my child not calling me back? That's not kind of like a love language. That is not children's way that they like to communicate nowadays. I'm not saying every child, but a lot of them. So really get to their level. So whether it's texting, voice messaging, or whatever works for them, however they communicate, Facebook Messenger, whatever. But that's how you need to communicate with them. If you want to talk to them, you're going to have to get on their level. So doesn't mean you can't ask them to pick up the phone, because that's important too, but a lot of kids don't like doing that. I know mine don't. So I hope that helps someone tonight. It's challenging to walk through some of these scenarios with a teenager, because it's not black and white. It's not, they're just going to sit down and they're going to listen to you. They usually have some attitude in there, but they're teenagers. So they have a lot of things going on up here as well. And life has been really hard for all of us, and you can imagine whether they're showing it or not. Maybe they're showing it in their behavior, but at the end of the day, a lot of things affect them that maybe they don't voice. And so you're going to see that through actions versus them just coming out and telling you that they're struggling. So I hope that helps, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.